Hey guys, how's it going? December 5th, 2018. And surprise, surprise, there's no session tonight. Now, partially this is my fault. I got, well, there's been a couple things that I've been trying to do. I've been trying to, well, first of all, what changed last week was something that I asked for, and quite frankly, they were very accommodating. And we had a pretty good session. I was actually looking forward to tonight because I actually enjoyed myself quite a bit on Monday. In general, there has always been a Monday-Wednesday session for the last little while, and there'd be an announcement or a cancellation or something. But what ended up happening, I didn't see the announcement, and there was no discussion yet, but I guess I wasn't really paying attention. I don't read all the forum topics because a lot of them on the Southwest side really don't apply to me, and I don't care. And that basically has to do with running locals. It's unfortunately, one, because it's not my server. I don't care. You know, basically I'm a client. I'm not. I don't think I'm. Maybe I think I'm honorary admin or something like that. I don't know. Just because of the RTS thing and all that, but maybe. But so I didn't read the discussion forums, and I was about to go on a little bit earlier, as I would usually do, and then I had neighbor upstairs come down and talk for a little bit, so it was actually probably 5 to 10 minutes just before I got in, and I think it was about 10 minutes ago. What did I do? I checked the forum just to see if anybody had signed up to see the dispatcher, and then I noticed there was no post for tonight. So again, like I said, that's my fault. That's my bad. I should have checked that. Usually I like checking that at least a day before, and then I say that I was, would sign up for it. Now, I was fully ready and willing to dispatch tonight. In fact, Scott and I were having conversations. I was basically trying to say to him, well, Mike, he'll run a session on a Monday unless there's a football game on a Monday. Then he'll put it on a Sunday or something like that, which is typically what happens. And like anybody who hosts a server, there's no rules to say that they have to host certain member days, like a Monday or Wednesday or whatever. They can do whatever they want, schedule it ad hoc or whatever. So again, like I said, that's my fault. However, I'll say this much about it. Scott had been coming to me recently, and he's been trying to get something going for a long time. He's to the point where I was almost to the point at one point not too long ago, and have gotten to the point many times where I was like, okay, this Run 8 thing is burning me out. But yet I thought, I started getting some enjoyment, and then running into some frustrations too, more recently almost burning out with the dispatching. And like I said, they're more than accommodating to change the the boundaries. So suddenly last week it was actually a pretty enjoyable session. I still say 4 dispatchers is prototypical, but that's okay. It's not my server. I was quite happy to what I had, and it was great. They probably ran a little bit more, and I think they were talking about there's talks about divvying up the spawning stuff on it and all that, so that's fine. Now, there is no public announcements, but apparently, and this is I wish this was on the forum, but it wasn't. Apparently there was a discussion after the session after I had left. And I was just on, basically on seeing, finding out if there's a session, and I won't say who, but whatever. And said, no, there's no session tonight. And I said, was there an announcement? Or no, first he said that it was not posted. And I said, was there any kind of announcement, though? Nope, there wasn't. There was no announcement. But apparently after I had signed off on Monday, they decided because there's so much work to do that it's better to go once a week or something. I'm like, okay, well, I know when they canceled, Mike had canceled the session because of work or something last week. And this happened before. And I guess a lot of work needed to be done or should be done or something like that. And it's okay, so that was like, all right. But like I said, I'm not going to go on and run just for the sake of running. You might think, well, gee, that's pretty selfish of you. You just want to dispatch. And yeah, I just want to dispatch. I don't want to run. And I know people who have been in this situation before who didn't want to run, they just wanted to dispatch. However, the difference, I guess, with me is I don't want to take away. First of all, I was saying, I'd run. I'd actually run in a session. I got no problems running in a session. What I find relatively boring is if I'm not being dispatched efficiently, or there's actually reasonable traffic with what you would expect, or if I'm basically running by myself or with a couple other people, just happen to be on the server, but no traffic is moving. All the trains are stopped on the main lines and nothing's going on. And I know it isn't perfect and it's not an easy answer, and that was the tough part that I had to figure out. Some people are fine with that. Some people don't care. I mean, there is discussions that I saw today about how some people like to run. Some people don't care about, they just go on double main lines, and in single player they just spawn trains, and they get to see trains run by, and they get to dispatch it. Well, that single player type thing is the same thing as the frustration I got 10 years ago when I was doing activity creation. I could create the greatest activities, or I could dispatch myself basically and run my own activities, but it's like reading your own damn story. And just to see trains fly by, that's not the point. It's not the point to see trains fly by. Like when I'm dispatching, you'll notice I don't worry too much about the actual trains themselves. I try to do it to make it more entertaining for you guys so that you can see, hey, there's trains moving around and there's these cool meets and the signal's turning green, and you could be in that train, or because those are the types of situations that you want. You want to have the stacked meets. You want to. I want to be able. Here's the thing. If I'm running, I want to be able to have a meet in a siding and maybe wait 20 minutes if I have to. I'm fine with that. I got things I can do around here in those 20 minutes while I wait. And when the train and waiting for that train to pop up, and when he does, maybe I have to wait for 2 trains, maybe I have to wait for 3 trains because I'm a really low priority train. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Even if it's only 3 hours or whatever. If I'm that low priority train and I have to sit there, and I had the same situation happen on Monday in Mojave where I was just holding trains. If those were player trains, guess what? I wasn't going to give them preferential treatment. If they were in a lower priority train and I had Z trains around, guess what? You're waiting. Because that's realism. That's realistic dispatching. I want to make it as real as it gets. So the strive is to make it as real as it gets. So that's what I'm always wanting to do. So I was a little bit down, a little bit of a downer that tonight I heard, okay, well, they had some discussion and talked about it and nobody's available or something and they got work to do. That's the problem with such a freaking big territory. And I know there was discussions, they were talking about bringing down the, what was it? They were going to bring down the number of locals or something like that so that there wasn't as much work because apparently the work isn't getting done or something. That's the thing. A lot of people just want to run trains. Not everybody wants to run locals. And unfortunately, you almost that's the problem with big territories. Unfortunately, you're in a no-win situation. You're either in the smaller territories aren't as popular, or they're boring. Like, for example, Northeast. Running a server on Northeast has never been that popular, only because trying to get as many people in there, it's just tough. So anyways, I can take a look at my email. I'm waiting for something. Okay, I'll just leave that there. I just want to see, Scott, if you're watching me, then I could possibly do something with you tonight. Like I said, getting Scott. Actually, let me go into the forums for a minute. I'm gonna show you what I meant by the Southwest forums here. So this is my fault again. I'm not putting blame. It's just a little bit of a downer, unfortunately. What the hell is the Southwest? There we go. So I'll log in here. So yeah, when you go into dispatcher plan duty on times, you can see that there is definitely there was no op session. So assuming, they say make an ass of you and me, and apparently I made the ass of you and me and everybody else because I assumed there was a session, but there was an announcement of the cancellation of one of those sessions. So, blah, 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 blah. Where are we here? Yeah, November 28th op session. So, so the 28th session was canceled. I know he's busy at work too, so dispatcher plan on duty times. So this one was canceled. And then they talked about, well, they could be doing work or something like that. So it looks as though, and it was kind of interesting because I would have loved to see a post about it here. Just a post about the direction that things are going, that they might be going to one dispatcher sessions because there's not enough people working. At least then you got a decision to make. What do you want to do? What do you want to do on Wednesday nights? Do you want to help them out? Do you want to do something that, like, put it this way, I went on the server and somebody was on. One person was on. And I could help that person. And, it would be beneficial to the whole community server, whatever. But that's not what I want to do. And it's not their fault. It's not Southwest's fault. It's not Run 8's fault either. It's just we're in that impasse right now. When you got a big territory and there's so much work to do, I don't know what work is available, and there's so many directions and so many different possibilities. You never know what you're going to have available on a given night. I know Scott was looking for work the other night, and oh, he's here. Okay. YouTube, you're okay. So he's got Run 8 going. All right. Okay, I'm not going to go into the email here, but what I'll do is he got notified, so that's cool. Let me just check out. He's going to get things going, and then what I'll do is I'll mask out. It looks like I'll be doing something tonight. I'm not sure what, and I haven't updated. I'll actually update. Dang, I gotta go into my email, all kinds of things to update things, but I won't worry about that. I'll just go with the default dispatch screens. He's got all these new dispatch screens he keeps sending me. Scott's he'll have an update every day or two or whatever, the different dispatch screen. I'm like, I honestly, I got literally into Run 8 at 7:50 tonight, and I was already on YouTube, so I really maxed out my time to the point where the only thing I think I was going to do tonight, I actually was planning to update one of those dispatch screens for the territory that I thought I would be dispatching tonight, and I never signed up for it. I never signed up for it. So, like I said, the Southwest guys, that's okay. It's just I personally, I wish they would have posted something. I wish they would, because I was talking to Scott and he wants to try to get something going, and I didn't want to let. I honestly, I didn't want to let the Southwest guys down, despite the fact that I don't want to do everything. That, like work the yards, like the Southwest guys want people to work the yards. They need people to work the yards. They need people to run the locals. I'm okay in a session. Like I said, I'm perfectly fine running a local. I'm perfectly fine running a running a mainline train. It's fun to do once in a while, but honestly, if I find the right one, and I'll do it if I'm in the mood, but I like those situations, but they really don't do anything, and people can run whatever the hell they want. Honestly, in a session, they should. But running a local, if it's the right local, I'll run it. Half the time, I don't know what trains are running when and whatever. I know they run off a schedule. Because I know Scott was trying to run the other night, and there is a list and a schedule. That's why, and he couldn't find what he was looking for. So, like I said, if you can't find what you're looking for, and you don't know what's there, and things can change. Things can change. There's a lot of locals that can be run in the course of a day, and then you check in and all of a sudden all the locals have changed, so you really don't know what the hell you're going. There's no way of signing up for something ahead of time. The only one you can sign up for is a dispatcher. So that's why, if you wondered why I don't check into the forums or why I don't sign up, I give it a day before usually, and for whatever reason I didn't do it last night. I fell asleep on the computer at 10 o'clock because I was actually trying to get things going with Scott, and we couldn't get things going. And I fell asleep on the computer last night watching YouTube because I couldn't get onto his server, and he was doing something else or something. And then I fell asleep, and I didn't do anything else that night except try to get back to sleep at 1:30 in the morning, and then I had a hard time falling asleep, and then took a sleeping pill to help me, and boom, I slept good. But so it's kind of weird because I was talking with Scott, like, the only day I really have is Sunday, and I said, well, sometimes Mike will run on a Sunday too, so if Mike runs on a Sunday, then the only day I'd have available is the Monday. But you see, I put my priority to the Southwest because I do what I like there for the most part, dispatching, but I also like running, and that's why I basically wait a day before. And we did have other people that are looking to dispatch, but there was supposed to be a sign-up thing, and I'm like, I'm all for. I'm not like that other guy who just likes to dispatch all the time and do nothing else. I wanted to see, and Central has nothing. Yeah, Central's the only one I really enjoy running because I don't have all the East and the West Side. That's a pain in the. I wouldn't want to dispatch the West Side. Believe me, it can be tough enough with the Central, even with external dispatcher. But I had fun Monday, and I was really looking forward to tonight. But hey, you know. You know what they say, S happens, so hey, that's okay, that's all cool. But I wish there was an announcement, an actual announcement of whatever discussion took place after I left on Monday. That would have been nice. Then, even though I didn't see it and didn't get to it, I mean, I would have found out 10 minutes earlier, but at least there would have been something. I guess I found out anyways, 5 minutes after that secondhand, but it would have been nice because you could have a discussion going on or something. Oh well, so, but dims the brakes. Let me just take a look before I try to get onto Scott's server here, because I was going to do some forum hopping and seeing what's going on. So I've been to Southwest. Do I want to go back in there for a second? Let me go back in there for a second. I don't know why. Is there anything new? They're just talking about the various yards. I don't think there's anything else discussion-wise going on. Train Sim had some interesting stuff. Of course, I'm not on anything else but for Run 8 for these guys. I don't think there's any other forums I could really hop onto at the moment. Some pretty good discussions. Oh, they're talking about Vincent. Oh, is Train Sim down? Come on. Man, I ain't getting any luck tonight. So Train Sim's down. Wow, I'm really having good luck tonight. Okay, tell you what, I gotta pop the screen here for a second. I could shut this off, but let me go into. So what we're going to do is, by the looks of it, we're going to try to get onto Scott's server here. What am I doing? That's what I'm doing. I don't know why I got that thing going. So let me turn this off for a second, and you guys can hear my voice and see nothing, which works out pretty good, I think. Looks like the volume's going. Let me just see this for a second. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I can see the volume's going, so that's all that matters. Okay. Let me go into, let me just check your email here, Scott. Okay, so I'm going to try, usually you know when a server is up, and the reason why I'm not showing it is because the stupid passwords show up on here. Something I wish Run 8 could hide. Be really nice for live streaming. So I'm gonna put Run 8 on for a second here and take a look at my servers list. And we'll go into Selkirk region, extra board, and see what we got. And checking clients. Yeah, Scott's is going to work. And the reason why I know Scott's is probably going to work is his clients is showing as 0. And there's definitely not a session because only the one person that was on before is on SRS. I do like it that it actually shows a number of clients. That's a feature that came in version 2 that I really like. So I'm going to join Scott's server now. And it looks like it's working. So I'll make sure I put that to network status. I get a lot better ping too on his server. So what do we got here? I haven't updated the screens. Actually, I should try that. But I can't now because I'm already in, so I can't update your screens. That's okay. Alright, so... Oh, I gotta put the thing back on. There we go. So this is the SMRY server. It looks foggy or smoky or something. Very nice. Alright. So it looks like we got... Oh, there he is. That was quick. How did I find you? I just promoted my... Or, not promoted. I just, like, got there, and then, boom, there you were. Okay. So there was... anyways, I was going to go on Train Sim. There was some interesting discussions about single player and all that other stuff. How's things going with the bowl? Now, I think I can... If I'm not mistaken, Scott, I can pull your hump. I didn't bring it in, but I think I can still bring it in. Load. No. Pull configuration from host. So this is my configuration. That is the configuration I got from the host. I don't know what this does. Let me just see. Oh, okay. All right. And Run 8 just crashed. Oh, crap. I tried to pull a configuration from the... That's interesting. That's probably my system, but I've never seen it do that. Oops. Get out of there. I just closed my email. Okay, let me try this one more time. Let me try this one more time. Actually, you know... there's so many things I wish I could do with a live stream that I can't because of just the way things are. Did this load or what? There we go. Unbelievable. So let's try this again. Make sure I put the network status before I... Game... Ding... Hey! On. Alright. I don't... Okay, I gotta know which ones to pull here, I guess. See, I have a bunch of old ones. I have SMRY. Maybe that's what it is. So the RTS Waycross 2. I don't know if these are his configurations or mine. Number 1 at the bottom of the list. It just crashed me. Why can't I pull a configuration? Dang it. I should be able to pull configuration from the host. That's crap. Sorry, guys. I gotta make sure that his configuration matches mine before I go trying to do anything. Dang. It's not his server, it's gotta be Run 8 doing this. I just didn't know that there was a bug. Apparently it wasn't tested. Let me just make sure I have I got everything off. Let me go back into Run 8, which I'm already there, but so what I'm gonna do to make things think so. You know, the clock here is running. Okay. Let's see what we got for we got yard switchers. So there's a lot to hump, which is good. Love the fog. What's your IP, Scott? So I'm gonna run here tonight. Huh. Now, what's your IP? So I'm gonna try. I want to get Scott to give everybody the IP address because I can't. I'm not gonna go in and show it, or go into my email. Okay, so we got some signals going on there. So I think that's the engines. Ooh, Sioux lines. I didn't even think. I forgot I had those engines. Oh, there's the humps. So what's your what's your IP, Scott? The problem is if I show it, I show passwords to other servers, and I don't want to do that. And I don't want to go back into my email if I can help it. Okay, so I started up the hump engines. I don't know what these guys are down here. They're just here. Okay, they're out of the way. It don't matter. Cool. Well, I got the hump engines going, so let's see what we got. Blah. We got trains running. That's cool. Okay, he's coming into Selkirk. All right. Yeah, cool. Okay, so let me get this. Is this guy through Q161 Illinois? Yeah, okay. I'll bring him down. Okay, there's the server, guys. So if there's anybody here that's watching, following, you want to join the action, or you want to run a train, or whatever, this is Scott's server. It's not 24/7. He does run it from time to time. He has had very little interest, including myself. But I started thinking about some ideas, and I thought this would work. So 64, 30, 48, 64, if I can read. My vision, I need new glasses. I can't, it's across the room for me, but it's there. It's just, okay, good enough. And no password, and just a default port thingamajig or whatever. So I got this guy lined up. Actually, I'll stop him here. So what I'm doing, I think we were fleeting everything else. Okay, so we got an eastbound here, but we'll get him. Okay, he's going east. Oh, from Fonda, yes. There we go. Okay, so we got some eastbounds coming in. Yeah, and everything else is fleeted right now for the most part. So I got the eastbound to come in. I gotta figure out where I want him. I'm trying to figure out where I want him. It's been a while. No, I'm looking the wrong way. I was the right way. Okay. So that is him. I just want to make sure I'm following the right switches. And that way. Am I in the receive? That ain't the receiving, is it? Here. How about I... No, not that. Oh, that's a top end. No. Okay. Let's try that again, shall we? I had it going into the top end yard. Okay, so I got those lit off. I don't want to bring them in yet, just until I'm sure which way I want to bring them in. I wish they had electric switches, but they don't. That's okay. Okay, so he's coming down here. I think I did that right. I'm sure I did it right, but... That's okay. That's cool. Okay, so he crosses over here. It's been a while since I've... yeah. I just want to make sure I got the right switches or know where I want to bring them. BOC gas, this is... There's the electric switch. Okay. But he is going that way. Oh. Perfect. So this is the receiving yard right starting here. Perfect. Okay. Sounds good. Let's do this one. Oh shoot, thanks. Sorry guys. Glad he mentioned it. Sorry. It's because it crapped out. Sorry guys. Okay, we're... Dang, I didn't know it was Okay. I won't crash us again, hopefully. I just have to make sure I gotta make sure I've set this up right. And if I have, then I'll give him a light. I know this part, it's just this part. This is the only part I have to worry about. I don't know why I keep going back to the others, but... No, that ain't gonna work. Okay. I'll get this eventually. Ha! Okay, I think I'm on the right track here. Perfect. Okay, now he can come in. And we're all set. I got my next train coming this way. Cool. Oh, he's a grainer. Awesome. Okay. And who are you? What's that K607 going? Yeah, I'm okay, he's going north, but I don't know where he's going. I forgot I can't chat on the dispatch screen. See, I can't hit tab here. It's so weird. Like, why wouldn't the chat tab work on the dispatch screen? But anyways, whatever. Am I supposed to bring it to... Oh, I don't know where I'm supposed to bring that. I better stop him here. Everybody else is running. So we got a train coming through the yard. We got another train coming into the yard. Couldn't tell if the brights were on. Dim, bright, dim, bright. Doesn't look that way. Blue is Illinois. Okay. Did I miss it? Where'd you get the blue from? I see K607 bracket UNet. So I'm gonna have to learn all that. I knew I was gonna have to learn something. You thought I was gonna know what I was doing. Ah. Oh! Okay. I guess I should turn some lights on in here. Yeah, I don't need those. Okay. Okay. Kill. I know my geography once you mentioned Illinois. I was like, okay. And I saw the north part. Hey, train! So like I said, guys, you want to run anything, it is available. Now, can I click on? Yes, I can. So I'll relinquish that when stopped. Oh, you probably did. So when I was running the Selkirk server, this is probably very similar, except it's probably a lot more interesting. I'm going to enjoy this. So we see you got a train coming in. We got another train out on the main line that should be coming, if I've done everything right. Now, so far, everything you see can be done in single player, which is true. You can do this and all that, but what you can't do is hump the yard, switch, or do the locals and everything. You know, unless you're at a very marginal traffic zoned road. Poor guy's been trying to get one client to come on his server. Ooh, long Hood Trail. But what makes this a lot more, when I was running it before, I think I had one other person, and he loved to run the locals, which was great. I think he ran the trim too, to be honest. But then sometimes I'd want to run them, and you know, he just wanted to run the locals. But, you know, I may want to have, you know, Scott dispatch once in a while. It's not too hard to dispatch on this road, which is fine. Dispatching's not. I'm still going to have my dispatching fun over in the Southwest, or as I get the RTS dispatcher working. But single player is great. But as Scott has been, it gets lonely just doing all this yourself. And for me, what this does is it allows me to not make up trains necessarily. He can make up the trains. I can just concentrate on running the hump or whatever and dispatching. Or if we get bored, we can switch positions or something, you know? Okay. I don't even know what switch I'm on here. Okay, so I gotta do the last two. And then the next one. Right? That doesn't look right. There's our first inbound. See? Lots of action. Okay, so the last two, which I don't know what the hell switches what here. Oh, that's me. No, that's somebody else. Where am I? Doesn't show me. Did he do his crew change? I was so busy watching, I didn't see what's going on here. As long as these guys aren't running into each other, that wouldn't be a good start. All right, where the hell am I? I'm not used to these switches yet. Okay, let's start with these two. Oh, that I can't. It's hard to see the. Okay, is that right? Okay, there we go. One, two, three, four more beside him. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I really don't know if I hit the right button. I don't think I did. Jesus, Murphy. What light did I just switch? Oh, okay, this one. Oh. Until I've used this yard in a while. Holy crap. Took me a while to find everything. Jeez. Okay, so we got 2 trains meeting out here. So like I said, you guys want to join, I gave you the IP address. I forget it now. Whatever it was. Whatever it was. I can't remember. I didn't write it down because I'm playing. So yeah, this is a pretty cool place. Nah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Okay, here we go. So it's 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm just checking. This is how I like to dispatch. I like to just take a sweep of what's happening. I think we were going to normal that. So yeah, basically Fonda, I can bring him in whenever. Haha. Okay, so this one I wanna. Okay, so everything is running nicely. Oh, I'm going way too fast. Ah! Oh, I see. Oh, jeez. I should have left it full dynamics on and just left it. Oh, jeez. This is bad. I'm looking down here for something. I'm like, yeah. Help. Oh, I hope this thing can slow down in time. Well, at least the dynamics work. Oh, I can use my indies now, below 10. There we go. Okay. So we're running fleet off that way, and then everything else we're controlling here. So I got another train coming. So what makes this good is, this is a help for Scott because, he gets to have some extra work here. He gets to see things running. The way I did Selkirk before was I made it so that I could run it if necessary, which is fine. Whoops, I forgot it does that. But I wanted it to, to make sure I had it so that... There we go. Let me just get this started and then we'll commence. Alright, so we're at the hump now. Now I can turn things on. Whoa! I didn't expect that to happen. So I got it at notch 1. Because I can't see it when it's, the hump's going. Okay. Alright, I'll be back in a minute. This is going to be my relaxing nights. I could just see far enough into the fog, which is good. So yeah, I was saying before, there was, oh shoot, I gotta get my dryer. Actually, let me just double check and make sure everything is going, which it looks like it is. I gotta remember to turn this light off here. Ooh, who are you? Alright, what's going on with that damn thing again? I thought this was all fixed. I swear this was fixed. Okay, what car was it? A CR whatever the hell it was? Ugh. What a pain in the ass. Okay. I'll be right back, guys. Gotta go washroom and I gotta get my laundry. Okay, I'm back. Been a lot of issues. I don't know. Let's try this again. Okay, well, we'll see. It could have been because it got all screwed up once those big cars started it, but we'll see. I'm going a steady 1.5 miles an hour now, so... Oops, helps if I give that signal. So anytime, as long as things are working, then everything works out pretty good. Having a trim crew for me helps when I'm humping. It's one of those things before. When I was doing this before, I was dispatching, often humping and trimming at the same time. So I'd be doing one or the other, which was okay. It just building trains for everybody else and then not having fun with them, it got to be... I don't mind dispatching and I don't mind humping. They're two of my favorite things. Of course, having issues with the humps, kind of a downer, but... Looks like it's running now. Okay. So I'm going to take a look at that then. See, I wanted to make sure I had all the manual switches. There's my guy. So yeah, what happened before was when I was doing this, I would have to build the trains, pump them, trim it, do all the things, or do whatever it would take to keep things going. Now Scott, being it's his server, if he's going to run, may have to do a lot of the same thing. But having somebody else really helps, and that's what makes multiplayer better. Now the exception here is there is a lot of locals on the route. Dispatching's kind of boring. So this is why I like being in California still. It allows me to, you know, get both my fixes in, so to speak. Oops. I thought I had that set up. Okay. Oh, I only got him going halfway, that's why. So 9, 2, and 3. There's the other train. Busy place. He's got his signal out. Trying to get acquainted with everything here. I forget if it's this bridge that they all stop at. They might, but we'll see. Okay. So I've got the... Oh, there. Now I see him. Okay. So it looks like he doesn't stop at the bridge. So he's definitely past it, which is fine. How far away is he from the signal, then? Probably a long ways away, I would imagine. Oh yeah. Which means I can bring one more in. Which will be this guy, I guess. Make sure I'm on the right. There we go. So we got one more inbound here. don't think I can hump just yet because the... okay, I heard him before. Where the hell is he? Oh, he's way over here now. Harder to see in the fog. That's okay. So... I thought I lit him up. Oh, I wasn't sure about lighting him up. Okay, now I'm pretty certain I can light him up, so... let's get him going. Normally I'd use fast freight, but right now it seems like I have directional going on, so I'll get him going first, then I'll hopefully he'll show back up, and then I'll be able to bring him out, bring him in. What's this guy going? To be honest, I don't know if he gets anything. I guess he's got a block signal. I'm not sure though. Okay, we'll get my next eastbound. He's coming up. He's just going to Michigan, so he's fine. Okay, I don't think I can run the hump just yet. Well, maybe I can. No, 88 looks a little full. I mean, I could start, but I think he was trimming, but let me just double check. He's on the phone, so... Whoops. What time is it? 10:05. I could probably hump one more. Oh, there he is. Okay, so well, this works out pretty good. See, you gotta be careful. I forget where they spawn here. I think they spawn in that track. They might spawn... Actually, they spawn in both tracks, I think. I'm not too sure what he has it set up as. I think he's got him here because I was setting stuff through here. I don't think you can do stuff there, but I'm not positive. So I'm going to send him off to... So, we'll reverse that, reverse that. I think we're good. And this guy's going. Okay, so that's okay there. That's going to... Oh, I can't. I gotta be careful with that. I can't... See, if you throw the switch... Actually, this is okay. There's a danger to that, though, because what'll happen is... As soon as... no, actually, this'll work. This'll work. The reason why this will work is right now you have a reverse into a reverse, so that'll block it from going that way. And then this one will hit reverse when it's ready, so he's actually stopped, so it's okay. As far as I know. If he starts going, then I'm in trouble, but... I'll run some power around and get the next guy at least set up. There's the end of them right there. If I did everything correctly. It's possible I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. So I have that against him and then that against him, so this will do it. There we go. Yeah, basically I don't mind sending some departures out. I just want to make sure everything's okay. So here's the other dude. I think. I'm confused. What is that guy? Oh, that's another. Oh, that's the other guy coming. New Hampshire. Yeah, you guys want to check out Run 8 servers, that's where all the information for connecting is, or should be, I believe. That's the trim, okay. Okay. So I won't worry about him yet. I got, where am I? Over here? I should be over here. There I am. What's this track here? Gotta check on that one. Yep. TSW. Yeah. This AI loves taking out the lights and putting an EOT on everything. Okay. Might as well get this guy out of here. No, I don't want that. The reason why I'm afraid to put him down this line is because of that. Because they'll spawn up there, which is a pain, but... Okay, he's going. Everybody else is fine. I believe this is going to take me down 9. I get lost down at this end. Let's see here. Oh, okay. That's right in front of me. So what I like doing is throwing the last switch so that I can AI him if I come back. Sounds odd, but it just gets me set up that way. Well, I guess I have to set that up. He's got all the air brakes on. So this is, like I said before, where you get one player, and then everything, you know, literally changes. Now I should have a light, as far as I know, for this guy. Oh, I got another guy coming in. Love to use this track, but that doesn't matter. Okay, why is this guy not got a light? Is it because of this switch? Shouldn't be. I don't think it's that signal, but I could be wrong. Alright, let me go take a look. Oh, you just got a light. So he gets it somewhere around here. Okay, where's the block? That's kind of weird. So somewhere around here he gets an extra light or something, or I don't get it. I don't know why he just got the light. Was it because I threw this normal? That shouldn't have mattered. I don't know what happened, but anyways, he's on his way. Oh, not watching what's going on again. We'll see if I controlled it this time. Why does it say I'm going 34 miles over the limit? Oh, that's why. I didn't understand why those signals didn't, I was waiting for him to go, and I had to reverse onto here. Very strange. Hope this train slows down pretty soon. That'd be nice. Come on, get below 10. I want to do it prototypically. Man, I'm going to be joining up with the cars pretty soon. Oh, dang. I'm honestly not trying to kill the railroad. Shoot. Alright, where did I kill all the couplers? The hell's the end of my train? Okay, what track am I in here? 75. Okay. Once I had the runaway, I was waiting for it to get down to 10. Holy crap. I don't know where the end of my train is now. I can't remember. I don't know where it joined up on it. That's... well, it can't be too far. I didn't think it was that full. Didn't take long. Holy crap. I'm trying to read where my last car is. Okay, so where am I at? 76? Oh. Oh, it's in 75. BNSF BM. Okay. I thought it was in 76 for some reason. Of course, I'm doing it super fast, but I was hoping to get one. I got 20 minutes. Oh, there we go. Okay, I must have broken couplers way up at the front then. Why is it an AI train? Well, I'm still breaking couplers. No, I'm not attached to that. Man. Why did I really screw that one up? Find the cars where I was at. Oops, wrong one. Wish they had something on the display that shows you which ones were broken. That'd be nice. Well, let's walk the train, shall we? Problem is they're together. It's once you start pulling forward is when they start breaking again. You could shove all you want, but I broke about 8 couplers. There's one. I think I might have got them all now. One could hope. Okay, I'm gonna take my chances. I'm just letting the independent off very slowly. And watching carefully. At 0.4 miles an hour, so far so good. Waiting for the slack. Alright. Wow, the trains just keep coming up. I'm not bored. Not swamped either. Or 4, actually. Yeah, 5 if you count, see, you got the eastbound. which I can bring in. Bring him in. Run him in behind it. I would have liked to use that track. It's just what happens is the spawn points are weird, so I don't get to use them. And then you throw, all of a sudden you're running the train along, and then it just throws one. So it kind of takes, it doesn't take advantage of this very well. I mean, but you don't want to have it spawn here. So I remember Mikey and I talking about this, and I thought, well, you know, one of them. But it's almost easier to launch everything off the port sub. Although that's not really prototypical. Okay, let me set that up. So anyways, that's not too bad, guys. Had a little bit of too much fun, but that's okay. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna take off for now. Hopefully, I was hoping to get that other. The whole idea is he likes running. He has a little bit of extra time, and he likes running, his own routes during the week and doing locals, etc. So what that does is it allows me to participate, gives me something to do on other nights as well. So it's always nice to have a little bit of fun. So. All right, and we'll exit up. So yeah, that worked out pretty good. Like I said, I was really looking forward to dispatching California after how Monday went. I just wished I would have known, but again, my fault for not checking, or at least seeing if there was an announcement, which there wasn't. So looks like they're headed to one night per week. Now you might be the other question before I let you go, and I was too busy concentrating to explain why. It's like, okay, well, Sean, you were just running a hump. Why wouldn't you run a hump in West Colton, let's say, on California server? And the thing is, I don't want to be on. If I was at West Colton and I was running the hump, I would expect to see trains coming in and out, not just running a hump. So for me personally, like to have that feeling that everything is real, or as real as it gets, if I'm going to be humping, I'm going to be wanting to see trains. So what you saw tonight with just two people, it didn't matter that there was two people because I was able to control the AIs. Scott was able to assist on his end, and that allowed me to continue to just focus on one duty, which was basically deal with the hump. And not focus on one. I focus on two things: dispatching and humping. I don't mind doing two things as long as. But it got me into trouble a few times because I didn't know why trains weren't moving, and then twice I was going 20 miles an hour through the hump. So eventually I'll get back used to this route. I plan on using it. It's nice to be back in the Northeast. I'd love to do honestly, if Scott and I can come up with something, I'd love to even try something with the Southeast. But I'm not 100% sure what there would be to do. So it's something, I mean, they're all great routes. And the only issue with humping at the Southeast is that on the Southeast is the hump is it's a great hump, except if things go wrong, the trim has to be the one that pulls it out. So I'm going to communicate back and forth with Scott this week, I'm sure. We're going into Thursday tomorrow, so I won't have much time tomorrow. So it looks like Sunday's going to be the next time I really have some free time. Anyway, so I probably won't be communicating much except at work. So what happens is on my lunch break, I got a little bit of time. I might check my email, and Scott and I can transfer emails, tweaking things up the way for him. And the reason why I didn't join Scott's sessions before was, and I've told him this as well, was I wanted to know, I wanted to have something in place to know, okay, if I'm dispatching, what are the limits, what are we going to run, what's set up to run. So tonight was fine. Tonight was pretty good. I was saying towards the end there was it seemed like I was getting hammered by spawns. So what wound up happening was trains were just kept backing up and backing up and backing up, and I couldn't get that control point to unlock. So I gotta figure out, and I'm trying to think if it's better to I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to take a look. Maybe we'll have to talk about the spawn points, whatever. I'm not too sure if you can spawn from the other side, the other track. Whatever the main is, as long as I know which main those trains are coming out of, I'm pretty sure it only comes out of one. But if there's the option for it to come out of the other, what I might be able to do then is use left-handed running coming through. But I'd prefer to use right-handed running. I just didn't have it set up in time. But yeah, we'll see. Because at the other end that it crosses, it's easier to do left-hand running anyways. So if it's easier to do left-hand running, then it's easier to spawn it off the left track, I guess. But I don't know if it's set to spawn off of both mains or just the one. So I'll have to talk to Scott about that eventually. But for now, it's okay. Whatever makes it smoother, because then I can double fist trains through there, because everything was bottlenecked at SK. And if you can get them to keep going, then at least that frees that up, and then you just have constant trains. So I'll talk to him about it. But anyways, getting back to what I was saying, the reason why when you get into a situation like for tonight, for example, I was able to concentrate on the hump. Of course, I had to figure out where the tracks were. I got into trouble. But normally, once I know what I'm doing again in Selkirk, I'll be able to hump, and I'll be able to watch trains go by as well as dispatching. Now, true, I know these trains are going by, but it seems a lot more realistic. I'm not worried about the fact that I know the trains are going to be there as a hump operator or part of the yard. You know trains are going to come through and do different things, so you know what's going on. It's a lot different if I'm on a server, say tonight, because Southwest didn't run, and somebody's running Barstow. I could have just as easily, because I like humping second, I could have just as easily gone to West Colton. Here's the problem: if I had done it, not only would I have to hump, but I would have to continuously run the trim. I would have to do the power swaps. I'd have to do whatever else. And when you have to take on multiple roles, especially multiple roles that you don't really want to take on at one time, especially, if it's a tedious one like the hostlers and all that other stuff, or if you don't really feel like trimming and building trains all the time, that's what happens. So you're constantly going between building trains, humping, building trains. You really don't know what's in store. Some people don't mind it, and I don't mind it. I used to not mind it, but it gets to a point where it's like, okay, well, wait a minute, what is my role? So in this, I know what my role is. Now, the other option, too, for me is I actually do occasionally like to run a local. I haven't run one in a long time. But I know there was a time when I was running Selkirk where I did want to run locals. But like I said before, if I'm going to run a local, or if I'm going to run a train, I want somebody to dispatch me. I want to know that trains are out there. And then I don't want to know where the trains are. I want to be surprised. I want to have to get out of the way if there's trains coming up on my tail or something like that. So then I don't want to know what's going on. That's when I want somebody to take the control and dispatch. But yeah, for now, I'm quite comfortable humping and dispatching that. And like I said, southeast, I'm not too sure. But it's a shame that the Southwest is so freaking huge, and there's so many jobs, and there's really the only answer for the Southwest, in my opinion, is you need massive number of people to run per session. And there has to be a lot of people that either don't care about running locals when there's nobody on a server, or you get these huge sessions where there is a lot of people that are showing up. And the problem is what we're coming up to, and I've said this before, and I'm getting into a little bit of a commentary about version 2 and version 3 again. Version 3 is coming out at some point, I imagine. It's being developed. They're obviously trying to raise money. And it's not, you know, there's guys that are trying to do this full time. So by them selling stuff and by them selling add-ons, that's how they're going to make their money. LA was a tremendous success, I would imagine, because I'm sure they sold a lot of copies. It's a great route. But the thing is, you know, you can keep building add-ons and make a territory so freaking huge. Eventually you need new territories, and you need something smaller to help the single players who like to do, may want to do everything or don't mind doing everything, but don't want to be overwhelmed. So if I'm at Barstow, for example, I don't want to be constantly having to trim. I don't constantly being up, but sometimes I just want to run a basic local that runs a few industries and not a switching park or something. And sometimes you don't know in the Southwest because there's so many jobs that are out there. You may or may not have that particular job, and if you're running 24-hour cycles, well, you know, you may or may not. It's one of those things. And obviously AI dispatching, I think AI dispatching is something that could really be great. I think AI switching would be great. I was mentioning this on the Train Sim forums tonight, or earlier today. I said those are the things that are going to make version 3 as great as version 2 was to version 1. If those things aren't in version 3, I can tell you right now, and I don't expect them to be, but I don't know what else would sell me on version 3 anyways, but I still want to know what's happening with version 3. And the other big thing, and I said this about, I kind of hinted on this, there's a separation that took place between version 1 and version 2. Mass majority bought version 2. And maybe I'm a stickler, maybe I'm going to be the hangout who stays behind to 2, like some of the hangouts stayed around and didn't want to go from version 1 to 2. I think there's going to be a lot more people, though, that decide, you know, I like version 2, I'm not going to spend so much money to go for version 3. And you can't please everybody, obviously, but whatever, you know, whatever they think or do or whatever, getting focused on one particular subboard, and just because you're buddies or whatever, or you like hanging out at a certain place, you know, business pleasure, I mean, it's their business, they can do whatever the hell they want. But the fact is, they're only getting, just because they are on the most popular forums or servers, doesn't mean they're getting a pulse for what everybody wants. It might sound weird. It's like, okay, well, you have an election, popular, you know, the popular vote wins. Well, what happens when only so many people show up for the election? The popular vote does not necessarily mean what everybody wants. And some people, you know, they choose whatever the choice between 2 evils are, or whatever, or 3 or 4. Point is, what I'm saying is, just because majority rules doesn't mean it's necessarily right. You know what I'm saying? So giving yourself to explore everybody, and not only try to please, you can't please everybody, but if you try to please as many different groups as you can, you might be able to I don't know. Do what you want, get what you want out of your sim, while still keeping as much as your base as you can interested in your sim. But I think right now, I mean, I just got Scott hadn't run 8 in a while. He got just tired of it, quite frankly. I mean, he'll run it on the Southwest server when he can, but you know, he's just getting tired of run 8, just like I have been, and it's become very stale. So tonight was nice. Yeah, he enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to Sunday as well now. Just as much as I'm looking forward to Monday, if a session's called for that. So I'm still looking forward to running on the Southwest and dispatching because I love that traffic flow. But just because I like the traffic flow and dispatching doesn't necessarily mean that I think it's the ideal route. I think it's too big. And when version 2 finally comes to version 3, I think you're going to see the reason why it was like, why can't we all get along? It's because everybody wants something different. And the more you need to give as many people, not only the people you have, but you need to give new people, prospective new people, something that they can latch onto. I think having more content, more routes, and even trying to bring on developers. Like somebody, I don't know. I don't want to get in trouble, put it that way. But all I can say is there's enough people out here who are willing to do add-ons. There's enough people out here that are willing to do add-ons, okay? And they're willing to do whatever and it takes and to make some money. If it, you know, maybe not everybody's going to have all the experience in the world. Maybe, you know, it's going to be risky or whatever. But I think just having three regions and no announcements of new developments or I mean, I know there's some people that were in Run 8 before in the Chicago area or something, doing Chicago. I was looking forward to that too, to see what they were going to have, and it's too bad. It's too bad, and I mean, it's I don't know if it was a bad experience or what happened, but you know, there's going to be some people that hopefully the editors, if we have editors in version 3, I think I'll buy it. Even without the AI of more AI, like AI dispatching and AI player, I'll do it. If there's editors, I'll do it. And the reason why I say that is because if I have the ability to create a smaller world and be able to do that, well, guess what? Then I'll find a way to make it satisfy me that it will be perfect. It'll be perfect for me. Then, who knows? Maybe I'll host a server again, and you know, have a small little club or something like that. But we'll see. Yeah, I'm losing my voice. That's the problem when I start yapping. Throat gets dry. But yeah, definitely interesting times, but we'll see how it goes. So anyways, guys, I don't know what else I was going to yap about, but it'll be interesting. I think the bottom line is, before I end this, it's 11:24, the difference between version 2 and version 3, you're going to see a bigger void. I think you're going to see a lot of people stick around with version 2 and not go to version 3. And hopefully, I wish them all the best of luck, but it's too bad. It's too bad ideas aren't put out there. I mean, I know a lot of people give ideas, but it's too bad I don't know. It's kind of weird. I can't explain it, but it's too. It'd be great to see everybody, be able to communicate and honestly let people take criticism. Take some criticism. You got more supporters than you have retractors. You got more people that want to see Run 8 succeed than they want to see it fail, as far as I'm concerned. And those that are just being trolls, let them be trolls. Ignore the trolls. Don't feed the trolls. I can tell you right now, I'm no troll. I want to see Run 8 succeed. It's just, I want to, I've had a certain experience on certain places, and that's why I'm not a member of certain groups. So I stick with Train Sim. I've had experiences there too. I've had my issues there from time to time as well, but we were able to get through it. That's why I'm still there. And not everybody agrees with me, or I agree with everybody else on Train Sim. But that, something. That's what forums are for. It's good to have the debates. It's good to have the discussions. And I think open dialogue is better. Everybody's like, oh, you don't want politics, and you can't have this and all this other stuff. Discussions are fine. What they call politics or drama or whatever. Having discussions or having, real what-ifs, or speculating on what's going to happen in a new... That was the other one. Can't speculate on what's going to happen in version 2. I remember that when somebody told me I couldn't speculate on what was happening on version 2. Give me a break. We can't talk about speculation? Why can't we talk about speculation when... hell, I'm going to speculate... I really don't want to speculate on version 3 because, I'm not that... we don't know what's happening in version 3, and everything I've been told so far really doesn't have me excited. So that's why I'm not waiting every day to see. I just like to know when it's coming out so that I can decide, where the flow's going. Is everybody going to version 3? Is everybody ditching version 2? Is version 2 going to be backwards compatible with version 3? Etc. All those things. So that way I know, like, okay, how many people are still around? How many, what can I do? Am I going to just be doing these Scott things? Is the Southwest server going to go to version 3 and now I'm going to just, be stuck with doing whatever with whoever? Those are the kind of what-if situations. And because there's no, because there's no time frame and there's no information, there's no updates, it makes it very tough for the diehards, the ones who are really invested into Run 8. It makes it very difficult for them to try to figure out what they want to do. I like planning weeks. I like planning months ahead many times. So, anyways, I got my... It's 11:28. I got my... the rest of the, as far as weekends or whatever, getting stuff ready. So I've got enough stress there. I've got enough other things going on. So no, I'm not... taking on any programming right now. I'm waiting until I've moved, so hopefully by February I'll be settled, and then I can, hopefully I'm not only settled, but hopefully we have some answers. But in the meantime, whatever Southwest decides to do, that's fine. If they're going down to 1 a week, then I'll run with Scott for 2, try to run him for 2 nights a week. I'd much rather run 3 nights a week right now because I'm not programming and I'm doing enough work on the side, so we'll see how that goes. So anyways, that's all for now, guys. And yeah, looks like I won't be back until I'm busy tomorrow night. I got my son till 10 o'clock tomorrow night, so that's gonna be cool. Looking forward to that. So yeah, and then I got the weekend. So yeah, I'll be back here on Sunday sometime. I'll touch base with Scott, see how he's doing, and then yeah, I'll be ready to go. So anyways, guys, have a good one, and we will see you Sunday. Have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.